So I want to go over where to find the help for 105. Uh, this is the template that I put in there. It looks different from the one in the lessons because I think it gives more help. So this is what it'll look like when you see it after you click it. You're going to pick one of the headlines from demand. So either A, B, or C. You're going to pick one headline from supply. So either D, E, or F. So you're only going to pick one from each. That's going to be two headlines total. Um, and then it says you will create one graph to show a change in demand and one graph to show a change in supply. Hand draw these. It's way easier than doing it on the computer and it looks clear and it's easier to fix. I love seeing those hand drawn graphs. You can use your phone to take a picture of it or scan it to be able to put it into the computer. For the graph help, there's a slide for demand graph help and a supply graph help. I'm going to show you the demand. So if you click on it, it will tell you again that you can draw the graphs. And again, it'll show you the different options for the headlines. And then it tells you how to draw the graph exactly. Everyone's graph is going to look the same pretty much. You're going to have a different product name. It says draw your X and Y axis, label X axis Q, label or quantity, and label your Y axis P or price. Remember, if you're not going to remember P means price or Q means quantity, because I get some crazy answers, write it out or give yourself a key so that you can look back at it because you're going to see this again and again and again, and you don't want to get it wrong over and over again. Just make sure that you have those in your notes. You're going to draw the curves like an X. The demand line's downward sloping always. Supply is upward sloping always. You're going to label those, and then you're going to draw a dashed line from the equilibrium. You found the equilibrium because it's where supply and demand meet. So equilibrium will be where supply and demand meet every time. And you'll label it PE for equilibrium price and QE for equilibrium quantity. The dashed lines just show that there's not really a line there. It's just showing you where you're getting that price and where you're getting that quantity. So read through this. It goes into a little more detail. And then this is showing what an increase in demand looks like and what a decrease in demand looks like. Your graph is going to look like one or the other. It's either going to be an increase or decrease. So your graph will look like this graph or that graph, depending on whether your product increased in demand or decreased in demand. And so read through these. You're going to do the same thing with supply, and it's going to show you how to do the drawing. And then you need to explain the outcomes. So in a complete paragraph for each graph, so two different ones, one for demand, one for supply, you're going to explain that graph. I'm going to show you the demand again. This is the demand explanation. Um, if you go through here and answer each question, then when you get here, you can just copy and paste this into student comments, and you're going to replace the yellow with your answers because you answered all these questions here. So it says, look at the demand headline you chose and answer these questions. According to the headline, demand for what product changed? So in my demand headline, you write your headline here, the demand for, and then you're just putting the product that you were talking about. So you're just going to fill in these yellow parts. This tells you about tribe because the last part asks you about tribe. You're going to pick one of these. It's not going to be all of the letters.